So how have I thought of fulfilling the calling of friend? I think in the same vein that I would talk about any of my relationships, my relationship as a pastor, as a husband, as a father, as a child of my parents, I'd have to say, first of all, not very well, right? Like I've screwed this one up in the same ways that I've screwed some of these other ones up, but I have seen the value of friendships, and I would say where I've seen the value of friendships most, of course, is after becoming Christians, actually starting to talk about deep things and actually opening up and sharing real stuff and praying together and crying together, laughing together, doing stupid stuff together. And I would say during my time in RUF in particular, as a part of staff, in staff training, man, the prayer groups that we had, it's like, open up my chest, let me show you who I am, and you're going to let me show you, you'll show me who you are. And I'd never experienced that at that deep of a level of, we're all going through the same thing, and we're all struggling. And none of us want to admit we're struggling, but we're going to force ourselves to, and it's going to be like balm to our soul. It's going to be what gets us through. Like we can't get through ministry or life without deep friendships. And so those lessons that I learned through RUF and through other campus ministers who poured into me and asked me the hard questions and showed me what it looks like to be vulnerable and real, that's carried over. And so I've got a number of relationships like that where I meet with other pastors or even people in our church, and I'm sort of the lead vulnerable person where I'm able to say, here's how I'm messed up. Here's how the gospel is changing me. Here's how sort of the Romans 7, I keep doing the things I don't want to do, has enabled me to be honest, to see the Apostle Paul, who had his stuff together, we think, was saying, wretched man that I am, and admitting that and understanding that that's where we all are. We're this combination of the younger brother in the parable and the older brother, where we've got this, I'm running from God and I'm self-righteous and think that I'm better than other people. Maybe I think I'm better than other people because I'm being vulnerable and because I'm admitting my sin. So there's self-righteousness about a lack of self-righteousness even. And I'm learning to wrestle with that in my friendships of hey, let's just be real and talk with each other, but not think that we've got our stuff together, whether it relates to, right now we're in the age of COVID and politics, and it's so easy to be self-righteous about my view of masks, my view of January 6th, my view of how you should have or shouldn't have voted, when should you or shouldn't you go back to church. It's been super helpful even to be a part of a staff that's wrestling with that together and having the humility to say, I don't know. I don't know all the right answers of this, but we're gonna be friends and we're gonna talk about it together. So like tomorrow night, we're gonna have one of the pastors over and his wife on the porch, and we're gonna talk about non-ministry stuff. We're just gonna talk about life and talk about marriage and parenting and sort of the first of a student who's about to go off to college. So that's one pastor. With the other pastor, he's got all these firsts of diaper changing and, his first soccer game. And I'm dealing with my last soccer game with my daughter. And so we're just sort of hearing from both older and younger brothers in Christ has been amazing to develop those kinds of friendships.
Hi, my name is David Wilson. I'm the director for Bent Tree. Why are we doing these videos? It's because we want to tell people's stories. We think as they tell their stories, they bring you into their story. And we think that if you hear their stories, maybe you'll have the courage to tell yours, or that you'll ask other people about theirs. We think this is a worthwhile ministry for you to invest in. If you'll see at the end of these videos, there'll be a link for you to see if you could donate to us. We sure could use the help. Thank you.